People might suggest that Prince Harry has in fact seen the light. Yes, finally. Well, maybe, who knows? But the bottom line is, as he's now been awarded a living legend for aviation, is he really going to follow it through? As ever, let me explain. Hi, how are you? Lovely to see you today. And as ever, thank you so much for joining me. By the way, lovely comments about our recent video. I'm glad that I was able to share that with you, all about how the charities, added on to your hotel stays. It's incredible, isn't it? You've got to watch your receipts wherever you go. Literally, wherever you go now, they're looking for money for all sorts of things. Have you noticed it on the self-service checkouts as well? Would you like to make a donation? No. You know, I don't know about you. I think, well, I'm packing it myself, scanning it myself. At this point, I should be able to go into the canteen and help myself to the free staff lunch. I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? But do check out the video if you haven't seen it, because it really does give you some insight into the tricks they're now doing that even you possibly had no idea about. Now, let's get back to your royal story regarding Prince Harry. A lot of media coverage on this particular story regarding the living legends, aviation thing, hosted by John Travolta. Star guests there including the likes of the Star Trek legend William Shatner. I think he went into space, I'm not quite sure, or was hoping to, whatever. Sarah Brightman was going into space, do you remember? Played the original Christine in Phantom of the Opera, and apparently that's one of her desires. Don't know about you, but after that Titanic sub thing, I'd be very nervous about doing anything that's not really clear. You know what I'm saying? You're with me? Now, Prince Harry, again, when you think about it, really, some people might suggest stupid. As we now know, he was ignored by, of course, the Sandhurst book. And I would suggest that when you think about it, of course, they had to cherry pick. There's a lot of people that have gone through the Sandhurst deal. And, let's be honest, Prince Harry wasn't necessarily up there with one of the biggest sort of successes. Yes, he went there, but he went there because he's part of the British monarchy. But now, of course, a couple of days after being snubbed by that, he's now managed to get himself an award. We told you all about the award and how it's not necessarily being bought by him. I would suggest that the whole thing is offered to him simply on the proviso that he turns up. And they've got masses of publicity based on the fact that he's now associated with it. How embarrassing is it? Very embarrassing. But here's where it gets really interesting, because even Harry is having a moment of quiet, as it were. He's now pondering whether he should indeed accept the award. This is going to be problematic, is it not, for him regarding his wife Meghan Markle, who hopes to be squired, as we told you previously, around the floor by none other than John Travolta, who famously squired the late and beautiful Princess Diana at the White House in the middle 80s alongside Nancy and Ronald Reagan. Remember that. But now what I've been told is that Prince Harry still may accept the award, but literally just send one of those very much, we've seen many of them, haven't we, video messages. This won't go down well. It's not what the bosses want. They need him there to sell tickets. The bottom line is they need him in the room. They need him next to John Travolta on the podium. If Harry does pull out at the 11th hour, citing, of course, some other crisis, this won't go down well. But either way, the damage is really done. People are still mocking Prince Harry for the fact that he's got this award. But the bottom line is, when you think about it, where truly does he go from here? In a corner, snubbed by Sandhurst, and more importantly, if you look at the polls, both he and Meghan are rating very badly. And I don't say that with delight, but doing things like this surely can't increase their value. Neil Sean in the very heart of Yorkshire.